Hi guys, today for practice strokes, I am going to take a palette of colors that I was using earlier, and I wanted to show you that when we were painting birch trees, I want to show you how fun that ended up being. All right, and those are some of the colors that I used, and that's a simple project, but I want to show you right now that we can take and paint a fun little mushroom. And I want you to see that we're on art paper, and I just want you to think about the trunk of the mushroom. So one of the things that happens is it's got the stalk that comes down, and we're going to have some dirt and all around it. There we go. All right, and I might have a leaf over here. Okay, just like a leaf in this area. And then we'll put grass and some other fun things back here. And we don't need to draw those. I just want you to see placement. Now I want to take my mushroom cap and have it come this way and then across. All right, and then come back and touch. All right, now this is going to be lost up in here. Okay, it's going to disappear into whatever your cap's going to look like. Then I like to come in here and I like to ruffle. Now you don't need to draw this. I just want you to see what I'm going to do at the end here. See? So that way that looks like it's over this and that this is behind. And then when we paint this, we want it to come from here and curve out. So it looks like it goes up into there, right? And some of these mushrooms I like because they had a crack in it. So it split a little bit there and a little bit there maybe. And it kind of just makes it look old, which is I really kind of liked. Now you want this to come and curve on the edges and just kind of scoop over. And I like putting dragonflies and different things on here, but that's how we're going to start. And we're just going to have this pretty color down here. All right. So let's put something under here so we don't see a glare. All right. So let's start this. I want to use a 16. And the first thing I want to do is get some floating medium. I wet this. Now I dried it off the paper towel. And these are multi-surface paints. And this floating medium is the clear that we're using, guys, right there. And we dip into it, especially when we're on dry things like paper and stuff. So all I want to do in the beginning is come right in here. Okay, and these strokes are going to come down. So bring it all the way around and bring it all the way around. And it doesn't have to be really solid. So it's going to like solid heavy white. And that's going to be hard for some of you because you're used to base coating over and over in an area. But see, I like kind of the tones of the gray showing through. So I'm stroking that all in there. When it dries, they will still show through. All right, so now I'm going to come right on here. And this is that skirt that's going to be out here. But we're going to show you how to do that even better in just a minute. But I'm going to come right in here, pick up some more, right in here. Okay, now watch the skirt. The skirt's going to come right here, and it's going to wiggle. And I'm going to come back and do that with some color on it. Okay, is that kind of fun? Now we do, this will show better up here in the red if I kind of take some medium and I do a light wash of white. Then my red's going to really stand out. Some floating medium and white. Okay. There you go. All right, going right across here. All right, that's a good way to start. Now that's got to dry before I put red or anything else in here. But while that is drying a little bit, I'm going to put a floating medium and go get some gray. And I want you to see that I can just sputter this up here. Wait a minute. Let's take floating medium, put gray across the whole bottom. There we go. All right, just I want it look just a little weathered. How's that look? Just a little weathered. Okay. And I can also take some medium and get this and bring oh, let's use a rake brush. I don't know if y'all have seen, but I have a green handle rake brush that you can buy separately. And then this rake brush, let's see the green, I don't have the green handle right here, but see the rake brush has these little bristles that spread out and they're cut from there down. Now, I want you to see if I go into water and I grab some of this gray, not the medium, but water. See, there you are. See, it looks like a rake. All right, then you can come right from here and curve. Okay. I'm gonna come right back in and get some more. That's gonna come right up here. Oh, oh my goodness, that just got a ton of gray. That's not what I want. Yep, it's still in there. All right, so see how that already gives you depth, but I'm gonna wipe that off because I want to put some white back in. Okay, so see, I got white on it. There we go. All right. So it already looks kind of good, right? All right. So now let's come in here with, I think I had a 12 in here. Yeah, there we are. Let's come in here with a 12. And I'm going to put a little bit of, what color do we want? A little bit of this right here. So floating medium, and this is asphaltum. This is not a regular multi-surface. Now, multi-surface has a sealer in it, and this matte folk art does not. So I'm all about plaid and plaid paints, which are folk art paints. Now, this is a thicker paint. That one's pretty thick. They're not all that thick. All right, so I want you to see I use floating medium, and then I'm going to side stroke. Ugh, floating medium and side stroke. So I've just got the brown on the edge. I can even put a little bit of Pueblo. All these others are multi-surface colors, okay? So we got medium gray and what titanium, oh no, wicker white, wicker white. All right, so I want you to see I'm going to come over a little bit in here and have that asphaltum, which gives it a yummy color. All right, from right under there and right under here. Now look, oops, I'm touching that with my finger, and that's not good. So I'm going to take white and then just barely go into that asphaltum. Now watch what happens here. Oops. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to wiggle this. All right, so let's get some more. A little bit more. Oh, look what I'm going to do here. I'm going to bring this out and bring it back up. So see how pretty that makes that? Now you can pull it up into here. Isn't that kind of fun? So making a mushroom simple, it's just a stalk. You do a little ruffled cap underneath. They have grooves that come under that. And now I'm going to get apple red. Okay, so I want it bright. But the first thing I do when I start, let's put the red out first. Okay, this is apple red. It's a bright, bright red. So what I wanted to do is put a little bit of orange and yellow ochre right in here. And so that's going to be like a glow on the cap. All right, so you'll just see that right along these edge. And the red's going to go on top of that, the apple red. But this will show through it a little bit, I think. Okay. Now, while that's wet, I'm going to go in here and get the red. So see with that white underneath, I'll watch what happens. I just rub it into the wet Pueblo and yellow ochre that I put on the bottom there. Okay, so we're going to come right here. Now let's go around slightly and then there we go. See how yummy that color is? So I'm just very lightly going back and forth over it. Okay, I'm going to come right in here. Oh, what did I get? Oh, darn, I got gray there. I'm going to have to put something there. Okay. Can you see that yellow that comes in there? Just a little bit. You can go back and put some more if you get overly covered. I think you're gonna like doing this. It's a fun little project, and I've taught you how to draw a mushroom of your own and create a look that you want. Now let's go back here with a little bit of these orange colors, which is Pueblo and yellow ochre. All right, so look, we just come in here and work it in a little bit. And while it's wet, you can keep moving it. Okay? Was that kind of fun? Now I'm gonna let that dry and then I'll put the cracks and all that you saw before. All right, now I am going to put in some green, but I'm gonna take the larger 16 flat. All right, and I'm going to pick up some medium and green, and I've got to come up here somehow and cover that gray. Okay, so we're going to come out here, floating medium, come down, floating medium, 16 flat, and this is a sap green matte. Okay, and look, this brown's going to come up in here. All right, so we have some brown in there. We had some brown up there. This is asphaltum. It's yummy. Really, really yummy. All right, how fun is this? I love to say, isn't that fun? Because you are going to have a good time just being loose. See how loose I am? It's fine. You can do it. You can even put a little bit of licorice in there to make it darker brown. See how licorice mixes with the asphaltum and just makes a dark, dark brown? Isn't that kind of fun? All right, some more floating medium. Okay. Now, what I want to do, see, we're letting the red dry right now. And so what I want to do is come up here with the 16 and Pueblo. So I'm going to pick up the brown, the Pueblo, and I got medium in here, but then come in here and get a little bit of yellow ochre. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come up here and make a leaf that's just leaning in there. You see how that comes up and around? Okay, that's just a maple fall leaf. And we can come right through here in the middle with this asphaltum and make a vein in there. Take a little bit more of a vein. There we go. Now I can come back a little bit later and put some red highlights, but it's got to kind of dry. And we can have another leaf right in here. Okay. Now look what happens with this rake brush. You could take the rake brush and get a few of these pieces of grass. Look, floating medium. No, this is water, not floating medium. And you can have some grass coming up here. You can lay it sideways. I mean the flat of the brush and get that kind of raking effect. Isn't that kind of fun? You can always just use a line or two, but I'm showing you real simple, fun ways that you can come in here and make this happen. I'm going to take the heat pen. I love my heat pen. They're on my website, and I use them for glass painting. Anytime I need to dry an area that I'm going to shade. All right, so then what we're going to do is take one of these smaller brushes with floating medium, and I'm going to come in here, not water. You have to be careful because the water will not get you the pretty shading. Okay, so I'm going to come right in here. Let's get red, apple red, and we're going to put a little bit in here too. So red from there and red from here, and then we're going to put some red in this leaf down here. Isn't that fun? All right. So one of the things that's going to make this pretty up here is not not the red in it, but I'm going to come right in here and do a little crack in here and a little one over here. I don't know where I put it, but that's a good place. All right. Okay, then not with that brush, but let's go to a two, a little small two. And I can use super thick paint. It's called super thick. Or I can just come in here and just lay these little pieces all in this mushroom. And you can put a little dark underneath them to make them look like they're standing up a little bit. You can put them higher so it looks textured. Isn't that kind of fun? All right, a little bit here. All right. Now what you do want to do is we're going to put this split right in the middle. All right, and that splits it open to what's underneath. All right, and I can do just a little bit in here too. That kind of fun? And look what when I was saying you can get texture right now, that just looks like flat white. Now look what happens if I take floating medium and I pick up the asphaltum and I just come underneath each one. I'm going to do them just on this side and let you see the difference. You can also come along here. Get a little bit of depth. All right, so let me show you one more time. I'm going to come under here. Okay, so look at those and look at those without. Makes a big difference. Okay, now this needs a little bit of asphalt in with coffee latte, a floating medium. Need a little bit. Okay, so what do y'all think? Just a little bit and a couple of dragonflies or more detail on here. I do like to show you just all these little tips and tricks will make you so talented. People will say, wow, look how much you've learned. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And and if you ring the bell when you subscribe, then you will be, I'll let you know when I'm doing a live because it will say Donna's on. All right. And this is a script liner. And I want you to see you hold the end of the brush when we're doing these squiggles. And you just add a few of those in here and there. But you can also add just the green, like I was showing you earlier. Roll it with water, not with floating medium when you're using inky, okay? All right, so we're gonna come over here and have a little bit of green in here. Isn't that kind of fun? So we have snails or butterflies and dragonflies or ladybugs. There you go. I hope you liked it. We'll see you next time. Watch Relax and Paints on Wednesdays, okay? You can learn more, more, and more. If you go back and right here on practice strokes and go learn how to load a 12, how to use floating mediums, anything that you don't know, how to use a double loader, everything that you would buy on onestroke.com, you can find out how to use it right on practice strokes on Fridays. A new one comes on every Friday. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.